Welcome back to Post Time. I'm Heather Vitale. 4 Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fun Final Events starring our 2-year-olds went to post recently in $100,000 races. First, let's see our freshman trotting filly winner, Epic Smash, win in 202 and 3.
They race on the final turn. Epic Smash, a 2.5 length leader. Unshakable Peace, back in the third, Unique Rosalind A. Outside in fourth, that Cicada Song, and they're at the top of the stretch with Epic Smash. Opening up now, the lead is 4 lengths in mid-stretch. It's Epic Smash pulling away. Unshakable Peace will be second best, 202 and 3.
Epic Smash, owned by Jay Craparata and Barry Racing, paid an epic price of $57.20. The 2-year-old daughter of Political Briefing was bred by Winback Farm. The Tracy Berry trained last went from wire to wire, with Tracy's husband at the controls. That's Patrick Berry.
Pat, on the board, you were the third choice tonight behind the 2 big favorites, Cicada Song, who looks so good, triple bottom line. Familiar rivals for you. Tell us about your thoughts going in.
Well, I thought I had a little shot if I could just steer my horse. She won't let me. She wants to run in the turns or run out in the straightaways, and I thought she had enough go to go with them.
Tell us about this filly. She made a few breaks early in her career, but the last 2 starts appears to be figuring things out. Do you look forward to taking her to the stakes at Dover?
Yeah, I'm just hoping we can figure out and get her to go a little straighter. Every time she run, it was me trying to straighten her out. As you can see, she's always in and out. She didn't do it all year till we started racing her.
Well, Pat, on behalf of all of us here at Harrington Raceway and the DSBF, we congratulate you on winning the trotting final with Epic Smash for fillies. We wish you continued success at Dover.
Thank you.
In the 2-year-old trotting colts division, it was Mondella, a son of Talladega, who took home the winner's share of the purse. There was a disqualification in the race as the horse crossing the wire first was taken down due to interfering with another horse during the mile. Therefore, Mondella, owned and bred by Christopher Yoakum, was pronounced the winner, with Art Stafford Jr. in the bike. The Darrell Glazer trainee paid $28.60 to his supporters.
He had a slow start to his career, but is making up for it. Tell us about him.
He's had trouble getting around the turns, and now he's starting to learn how to go around the turns and make some speed at it.
Tell us about the mile here. Of course, chip off the wall, 1-9, looked like the horse to beat, had a relatively easy lead. I think you were perched in fourth there, as there was a pretty good gap back to the other horses who had broken stride. You were able to bide your time, get into second, and as a result, placed first.
And by luck. By luck. But he stayed at it.
You mentioned this horse had a hard time in the turns. Do you think the bigger track will help him when he competes in the DSBF races at Dover?
Yeah, the bigger turns will help him. And we can take some weight off the front of him, and he'll be able to try a little more freer.
Well, Art, on behalf of all of us and all the connections of Mondella, we want to congratulate you for a win in tonight's $100,000 DSBF final for 2-year-old colts and geldings. We wish you luck at Dover.
Thank you.
Up next in the $100,000 final for freshman pacing fillies, it was Apple Bottom Jeans with a 156 win.
The sprint begins into the far turn. Apple Bottom Jeans 2 lengths. Sibamook Uptown is there. Dropping back is 50 Shades of Rusty, taking out the Cougar Creek, moving through inside. That's Eternal Ring at the top of the stretch. Apple Bottom Jeans being chased home by Sibamook Uptown. Eternal Ring down the inside, coming through the stretch. Apple Bottom Jeans easily. Sibamook Uptown and Eternal Ring, 156.
Apple Bottom Jeans, owned and bred by KDK Standardbreds, was impressive with her front end effort. The Mr. Apple sired filly had Montreal Teague in the bike for trainer Kevin Switzer.
You campaign a lot of younger horses. What did you see in her early on, and did you think you would get the result you did today?
Well, early on, we were training out here on the big track, and Brenda was training her, and we thought we had the best one. We turned around, Brenda went flying by us. Apparently she had the best one.
Well, on behalf of all of us here at Harrington Raceway, we want to congratulate you, Kevin, on a win with Apple Bottom Jeans. Montreal Teague, your father campaigned the sire, Mr. Apples, who some of us may have forgotten about, but it wasn't that long ago, where he was a top 2-year-old. Tell us about Mr. Apples, Apple Bottom Jeans sire.
Oh, he's awesome. I got my first Meadowlands win with him, and I mean, he's got a Delaware winner now, so he's been a great horse, pacing 49 and everything like that, so he's a good horse.
Do you see any similarities in this or his only offspring that I know of that's currently racing apple bottom genes to her sire, Mr. Apples.
She looks just like him. That's why I told Switz right when I seen her. Say, who's that one by? Got to be Mr. Apple because it looked just like him. It was.
Tell us about last week. She wasn't quite herself, it would appear. She got to the half in a minute. Easier fractions last week than this week. Of course, she looked so impressive in the elimination, and big improvement this week as she looked like her old self.
It just comes with time. They learn, just like I mean, they're still 2-year-olds. They're still learning every start, and as I am. I learned that she's usually better off the pace, but if you get on the front and you get easy fractions like that, she come home better than any of them. And I finally get a chance to pop the earplugs. My earplug string broke last week.
And there you have it. Montreal Teague, Kevin Switzer, connections of apple bottom genes. We look forward to watching her at Dover Downs.
Finally, in the 2-year-old pacing colts division, we saw Rusty Carter in a 154-1 triumph.
They're on the far turn and getting clear is Rusty Carter. Now begins to pull away from All Artist, another 4 or 5 lengths back, and his third is Hale to the Master. And they're at the top of the stretch, turning for home. Rusty Carter by 3 lengths in the stretch. Rusty Carter, All Artist is going to be second best as they come toward the finish. It'll be Rusty Carter to win it. Then it's All Artist, and Stellar City gets third over Hale to the Master, 154-1.
Rusty Carter, owned and bred by Carter Racing Stable, got to the front by the 3/4 pole and cruised to win by 4 lengths. Corey Callahan was in the driver's seat of this art director's son, who is trained by Doug Lewis.
Corey, you've made a lot of money with the sister to this horse, Totally Rusty, out of the same mare, but different sire. Totally Rusty was by Rusty's For Real. This one, art director. Do you see any similarities between the two?
Yeah, I mean, they both obviously have a lot of speed. She was a little bit smarter than this colt is. He's slowly figuring it out, but, he won a big trip tonight, and I'm expecting bigger things from him, when he heads on to Dover.
Tell us about this race tonight. You had the rail. This horse showed a lot of improvement last week from leg 1 to leg 2. How did you feel about your chances coming in? And I'm sure you like the rail post draw.
Yeah, the fact that I drew the rail was really good, but I was afraid to, really get him started up. I know the first week here, he was just kind of out of his mind. He was on the left line bad, blew the turn, and they, Rawlings had given him some pointers, and they made a few changes. But even last week, he just kind of wants to get away from his work a little bit and just kind of be a little bit of a, a little stubborn, obviously. But, I just wanted to get in a spot where if he did get on the left line, I could let him go, and first up was a good spot to be.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the first up against All Artists, who cut the mile and had been very good in the previous 2 eliminations. Did you feel pretty good coming to 3/4?
Yeah, I felt really good. The race really worked out pretty much the same way it did last week. I was able to wait until we turned up the backside to move. And last week he didn't quite clear him, but, today I had a lot of go, and he cleared him going into the turn, and it was pretty much over from there.
Well, Corey, on behalf of all of us here at Harrington Raceway, congratulations with a win of a sibling to Totally Rusty, who had a lot of success in the DSBF. Rusty Carter wins the Colton Gelding Final.
Congratulations to all the freshman Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund winners from the first round of the 2015 season. And we'll see more of those 2-year-olds at Dover later in the month.